Good evening and welcome to the evening news on Osbc television. My name is Muturayo Ayegbayo. The federal government has said the economy is no longer dependent on oil. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Hamid, made this declaration at the ongoing public representation and breakdown of the highlights of the 2023 Appropriation Act in Abuja. She attributed the change to the revenue increase from non-oil sectors, noting that the major non-oil contributors to the country's revenue are agriculture and financial services. The minister, however, said that the country has lost over 6 trillion naira from tax incentives, while governments will exempt some industries from pioneer status tax. Mrs. Ahmed hinted that President Muhammadu Buhari will sign the Finance Bill 2022 in a couple of days, adding that approval by the National Assembly will be in the overall interest of the economy. While President Muhammadu Buhari has explained his administration's push for the restructuring of the 23.7 trillion naira overdraft loans taken from the Central Bank of Nigeria, the president appealed to the National Assembly to approve the loan to bond restructuring to stave off huge interest payments while speaking during the signing of the 21.83 trillion naira 2023 appropriation bill into law at the council chambers of the presidential villa in Abuja. According to him, he had no intention to fetter the right of the National Assembly to interrogate the composition of this balance, which can still be done even after granting the requested approval. President Buhari, however, warned that if the National Assembly fails to approve the conversion of the overdraft loans into standardized bonds, the government will pay additional 1.8 trillion naira interest to service the Apex Bank loans, otherwise known as Ways and Means. He thereby directed the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning to engage with the legislature to revisit some of the changes made to the executive budget proposal. In the meantime, the House of Representatives Federal Committee on Assessment and Status of all recovered loot, movable and immovable assets from 2002 to 2020 by agencies of the federal government of Nigeria for effective, efficient management and utilization has urged the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to prevent looters from recovering their loot in the ongoing auction of seized and forfeited assets. The committee's chairman, Adejo Radiogun, while noting that his panel had earlier recommended speedy disposal of recovered loot, especially fixed assets, expressed the possibility of looters recovering the forfeited assets by proxy. Adiogun, however, stated that the committee would continue with its investigation despite the sales. The EFCC on December 6, 2022, commenced inspection and auction of 649 forfeited vehicles located across 9 states and the Federal Capital Territory through appointed auctioneers. Other assets listed for auction were 15 vessels and barges in Rivers, Delta, and Lagos states, about 39 mobile phones, 11 laptops, and other devices. It was claimed that the EFCC had listed for auction 144 luxury houses and land seized from convicted politicians, public servants, business moguls, and internet fraudsters as proceeds of their corrupt practices ranging from money laundering and fraud to misappropriation of funds and fraudulent diversion, among others. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, in a bid to strengthen the criminal justice system and standardize investigation processes in Nigeria Police Force, has added a streamlining of all police investigative processes. The first spokesperson, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, revealed this in a statement in Abuja. He added that the move was to prevent duplication of investigation via indiscriminate petitions and transfer of cases initiated by individuals and groups who have been indicted in initial investigations as a way to frustrate diligent investigation process and truncate criminal justice delivery. Adejobi said the IGP gave the directive while reviewing and dealing with files and cases in response to complaints on indiscriminate transfer of cases from zonal and state commands and other investigative units of the NPF. by operatives of the Force Criminal Investigation Department, Force Intelligence Bureau, and other force headquarters-based investigation outfits under the guise of reinvestigation at the prompting of indicted parties. The Nigerian Air Force has approved the appointment and redeployment of new branch chiefs, air officers, commandants of trade service and NAV institutions. Group Captain Joel Abioye of the Directorate of Public Relations and Information, NAV, disclosed this in Abuja. He said that the new postings and the redeployment are part of a routine aimed to ensure operational efficiency and effective service delivery. He further disclosed that Chief Air of Staff, Air Marshal Oladayomo, has approved the appointment of a new spokesperson and other new officers. Air Marshal Amo charged the officers to bring their professional experiences to bear and to continually explore new methods of preferring workable solutions and renewed strategies to resolving the security challenges in the country. The newly appointed and redeployed senior officers are expected to assume their offices on or before January 6. The year 2023 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration in honor of Nigeria's fallen heroes by Osun State government commences tomorrow with the launching of the Appeal Fund emblems. This is contained in a release signed by the Secretary to the State government, who doubles as the Chairman, 2023 Armed Forces Remembrance Day Planning Committee. Honorable Taslim Igbalaye, special guest of honor, and the principal launcher of the Appeal Fund is the State Governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke. Other dignitaries expected on the occasion, which holds at the Local Government Service Commission Hall State Secretariat, include the State Deputy Governor, Prince Kola Adewuse, the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Honorable Kazim Akinleye, and the Head of Service, Mr. Anyaleye Aino. Also expected to grace the occasion, traditional rulers across the state. The statement described this day's Armed Forces Remembrance Day programs as spectacular, going by the readiness of Senator Adeleke-led administration to accord the fallen hero the desired honor and respect even in death. It added that arrangements have been put in place for a Jumat service on Friday at Ojaoba Central Mosque, Osogbo, with a similar program by Christians at St. Mary's Catholic Church behind Old Military Cemetery at Yeto, Osogbo on Sunday. Now to sports. The 5th edition of Opobo Marathon in Rivers State, scheduled for tomorrow, continues to gather momentum as athletes and people from all walks of life arrive the ancient kingdom to participate in both the leisure and elite categories. The organizers, led by Youna Koki, said the aim is to connect Opobo to the rest of the world, adding that the event will showcase the tourism potentials of the area and culture of the people. According to him, with Opobo Marathon, the world will see beyond the popular one-time carnival. Just the committee is using the marathon to advocate for healthy living. The Opobo Marathon has gained national and international recognition, triggering special interest from top athletes and sports administrators. This year's event will have the presence of representatives of many organizations within and outside Nigeria, with a mouth-watering winning prizes of 1 million naira for winners in the male and female elite categories. Coming from the foreign scene, Russia said a New Year's Day missile attack, which killed at least 89 of its soldiers, happened because troops were using their mobile phones. It said the use of banned phones allowed the enemy to locate its targets, adding that an investigations are already begun. The Minister of Defense said in a statement that the deputy commander of the regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Bachurin, was among those killed. Officials found guilty in the investigation will be brought to justice, and steps are being taken to prevent similar events in future. Russia also raised the number of Russian soldiers killed in the attack to 89, up from 63, although there is no way of verifying how many soldiers were killed. It is extremely rare for Moscow to confirm any battlefield casualties. Meanwhile, Ukraine has also said 400 soldiers were killed and another 300 wounded in the attack. And that ends the evening news on Osbc TV. Join us at 7 for the major report. Thank you for watching. Good evening.